Hey everybody. So 2024 has finally come and gone. And I have to say these last few weeks, I think since uh, really since Thanksgiving, I've been in this weird emotional place where everything I watched on TV had me in tears. And it's not like I was, I guess, upset about anything in particular. Uh, I want to say part of it probably has to do with um, being the holiday season and not going home uh, for Christmas. It just brings up, missing your family, all the other stuff. Uh, but I don't know, this is really strange. I've been doing a lot of reflecting on this last year since Thanksgiving. And this is what I realized. Um, it's been a minute since I left my old job and that toxic situation that I was in. And I realized this year, I don't know how to say this without making, without seeming kind of crazy, but okay. I left my old job for a number of reasons, largely because I recognized uh, that um, my being an actor uh, was not setting me up to be able to, if I needed to, move back to the East Coast to help out my family. And I realized that I needed to make a change, right? I mean, I think all these things were happening at the same time where the toxic, you know, vitriol was coming at me intensely that forced me to look at my life and say, what the hell's going on? It also allowed me to engage, uh, like with my niece, in a way that I really saw how important it is for me to help her um, navigate this chapter of her life of uh, remembering things that, about her life or about social situations and interactions that she lost from being in the car accident. Uh, and that's separate from just wanting to help encourage her to walk again. And she's really making a lot of progress on so many levels. It's been really great. But I realize um, that I made it my job as her godfather um, to be there uh, for her. And she lives, on the other side of the country. Uh, but I'm trying to do my part. Long story short, my sister is my niece's guardian, and my sister asked me if anything should happen to her, if I would take over being the guardian, and I'm like, of course. And it's not until this time that I realized what that means, and what that means is I would have to move back to the East Coast if that were, God forbid, to happen. And with everything going on at the job with the toxic energy coming at me, I recognized that my family is much more important. So I started making this whole transition. And I recognized that creating a business for myself that allows me to be creative, which ultimately this YouTube channel and vlogging will allow me to do. I want to get really good at creating videos and creating quality videos that are of value. But it's a learning curve. I'm trained as an actor, and uh, this can incorporate some things about acting that I can use, like work in front of a camera. But it's a different thing when you're doing a character and you have the lines and whatnot and the story that you're trying to tell. It's a very different story when it's your life and you're talking and it's you. This is me. I always try to be authentically myself on all of these videos. Um, but okay, I know I'm rambling, but these are the things that have been coming up for me at the end of the year of recognizing that as I made all these changes, um, I've not regretted a single thing because uh, as someone who was pursuing an acting career for a very long time, I think it would take something major for me to mentally be able to be okay with making that shift. And if helping out my niece slash goddaughter in getting, you know, herself to be living her best life again, um, I'd rather do that than booking any, acting role, really. That's what I realized. I mean, I know that sounds kind of bullshitty, but it's the truth. Um, and I think it took my friend, who was my business partner, being so toxic for me to wake up and say, what the fuck is going on? Excuse me. But I know I reached a point where I said, I deserve better than this. And it opened the door for me to start seeing there are other things I can do with my life. And I don't know how to describe it other than that it's my wanting to be an actor is something I've wanted, I think, for most of my life. So the idea of just making a left turn and going in a different direction uh, was scary because I'm now in completely new territory. And I left that toxic situation because and it may not be the case now, but the person I was dealing with was a malignant narcissist and made it so uncomfortable to be there that if I stayed, the things that were said and done to me uh, by someone who I considered like family hurt so deeply and made me realize that if I were to stay, I would be confirming any of these nasty things that he said about me to undermine me, to break my spirit. And that's the thing when you're working with somebody and you feel like what you're hearing is literally somebody trying to break your spirit. That hits you in a place um, that I think is deeper than I realized. And what has come to the surface, I left the job in the February 27th, 2023 was my last day. So I'm approaching 2 years away, but the whole of 2023 and some of 2024 was still dealing in a kind of negative way with, a business partner kind of separating myself from that situation. Um, but it's still, I know it was the best thing I could have done for myself because to allow somebody to belittle you and make you question yourself, that's not healthy. And anybody who says that they know you better than you know yourself, or says things to you that are so demeaning and said with that kind of voice of ugliness, that you've got to question, why am I allowing this person to be in my life? Because what they're saying is only chipping away at my spirit, uh, at my life. To have somebody say that I need them in order for me to succeed, or that I'm too afraid to live my life, all these undermining, nasty things made it easy to step away from acting. And now that I've had kind of, you know, time away for real from acting, it's, approaching 2 years. I mean, I've been an acting coach, but that's a different animal. And you get some enjoyment from that, but it's not the same thing as performing and pursuing the career. But switching to content creation, um, it allows me the opportunity to get creative. And I've started, and I'm trying to learn how to be more creative with making these videos and doing the editing. So I'm hoping that that will improve over time, and I'm making a commitment to myself in 2025 to get better at the mechanics of creating a video with the hooks and all that other stuff, and the thing to just make it more interesting to watch. And hopefully I'll get more comfortable with delivering the content that it'll be more enjoyable to watch, and hopefully inspiring or motivational in one way or another. Um, so, yeah, this has been a strange period of time since Thanksgiving to now, all this reflection I've been doing. But I said all of that to say that where I am now uh, is a good place, and I recognized, because why am I so emotional? Or why am I breaking into tears over a commercial, over a TV show? Doesn't matter what the TV show was, I'm feeling the emotions, coming up. And part of that is just me being an actor and being trained as an actor. I can be a little more susceptible to, my emotions, uh, which is a good thing when you're performing. But when you're not performing, then it's like, okay, what do I do with that energy? And so I've been really struggling with, why am I feeling really great with making my videos, but then, in these different situations, I'm feeling all emotional. And what I realized, and this is for all of you out there who has a malignant narcissist in your life, one thing I will say is, get the hell out of that situation as fast as you can, or deal with it. If you can't separate from that person, address the issue with that person immediately, and then start decompressing that crap out of your life, because it's not healthy. And what I recognized was happening over these last few months, again, it's a combination of, the holiday season and all this other stuff, and Rusty turning 19 and thinking about, oh God, how long is he going to be around with me? So many things have become really emotional for me. And what I realized, because it hit me when I was watching some TV show that my friend who treated me like crap, that uh, pushed me on. And the thing is, this is a strange thing to say, but from my Buddhist practice, I recognized he has his issues. They're his. He's not a bad guy. He's not a bad person. But he said and did things that were nasty, unforgivable to me, or unforgettable, I'll say. I can forgive because forgiveness is about releasing myself from that connection to that negativity. So I can forgive what's been said or what hurtful things have been done, but I can't forget it. And that's why I need a distance from this person. I need space in this period of time to go down this new path of my life without that negative, toxic energy. And since I can't rely on that other person to change their behavior, which you can't do for anybody, you can only control how you respond to things. And my response is, I'm done. I'm okay. There's no acting role in the world that is worth putting up with that kind of toxicity. And however he feels about how he behaved, that's his business, has nothing to do with me. I don't ever mention his name because it's not about him, it's about me and my journey. But this is a long thing that I'm trying to get to, is what I didn't realize is that it takes a while to unpack when your closest friend betrays your trust and you have to move on, you're losing that person who was your closest friend, who you shared things with. So in this period of time when I left, the first part was really difficult because it was constant back and forth arguing. But with having more space and my giving myself a space away from that energy, I recognized what I lost was that friend who I would talk to about whatever issues were going on in my life, whether it was good or whether it was bad. That was the person that I shared things with, who's my closest friend, like a brother. And then that person is no longer there. And you realize, oh, the reason they're no longer there is because of that situation. And I'm glad I've moved on because you teach people how to treat you. And I recognized I was teaching people to treat me like crap. And that's done. But in the process, and I am a gay man of a certain age who have lost a number of friends to the AIDS crisis and, just the challenges of being a gay man in my 50s. The world is different. The gay community is kind of a little more youth oriented. So, and I've said this in past videos, you can feel kind of invisible. And I felt invisible, and I'm no longer feeling that invisible now as I've been kind of moving on this new path. But I recognized a few days ago that my friend was that gay friend that I could talk to about stuff that you didn't have to translate. He understood what I was talking about, or if he had an issue, I understood what he was talking about. And that's a friendship that's been around for decades, that you have a shorthand of understanding. And what I didn't realize is that you have to mourn that. And I think that's what I've been starting to do, is mourning the loss of that close friendship. Because, let's be honest, I can forgive, but I can't ever forget that those things have been said to me that crossed so many lines that I felt the need to leave, or I would be saying, "You're right, everything you said about me, you're right," which is not true. So I had to leave. So I think what I'm been going through now is purging or mourning the loss of that friendship, which, at the time when I want to leave, I'm like, I just need to get the hell out of here. And as time has passed, and once I started chanting for his happiness, that allowed me to recognize he's a human being like everybody else. He has a Buddha nature like everybody else, because I'm a Buddhist and I believe that. But until I started to chant for his happiness, I was like, just get the hell away from me. Now, I'm just like, I want to just live my best life. I'm not here to make anybody else feel good about their life or not feel bad about their choices or how they treated me. That's not my business. My business is to be good to myself and to live my best life. And ironically, this is where I believe the universe works in interesting ways, in that um, helping out my niece on one hand, or the desire to be there for my niece, has took me down a path where I had to step away from acting, and the idea of doing this content creation allows me to be creative and to focus on living my best life as an example for my niece to be able to say, oh, okay, if he can start his life from scratch, which is basically what I'm doing since I'm not, pursuing acting anymore, I'm finding a new side of myself as an entrepreneur with my own company, trying to make this content creation my full-time job. So my channel is about living your best life, about getting out into the world and living and enjoying life and trying new things. Because those are things, one, I need to do, because as an actor, I've shut myself off just being focused on booking these jobs, that I didn't have time or money to be able to do other things. Now, with the content creation, getting to know this city, Los Angeles, is something I can enjoy doing and vlogging about and doing all these crazy things with my, trying to regrow my hair, take better care of my body, get into the best shape of my life. All these things have been fun, have allowed me to really start the healing process and recognize that I have something to offer people, and hopefully over time I will get better at it so that I can actually say that with a straight face, that my videos are uplifting and bringing light, love, and joy out into the world. That's what I want. But I have to go through this process where I am now of letting that malignant narcissism that was vomited onto my life, to let it go, to leave that in 2024. And as I move through into 2025, I am determined to reach all of my goals. I have set up all these different challenges that are helping me to get healthier, to take care of myself, to get out in the world and enjoy, however many years I have left on this planet. And in a way, I'm doing it partially to inspire my niece and the rest of my nieces and nephews and great nephews and great nieces to live their best lives. So that's my motivation for creating this channel, which I created in July. So I haven't even been doing this for a year yet, but I know, I know in the deepest part of myself that this is the right path for me. And I'm determined in 2025 to make that a reality, to monetize this channel, to create content that's interesting, that's creative, and hopefully resonates for many people wherever they are in their lives, because I believe life is too short. And I've spent so much time being unhappy or stressing about wanting to have an acting career or when it's going to happen. And when it was happening, I was enjoying myself because I had to recognize every stage of what you're doing is contributing to where you are going in your life. So, right now, as a content creator, I'm at the very beginning stages of my career as a content creator. So, as I get better, my content will hopefully improve, the quality of my videos will improve. But uh, I have to put that, you know, work in, and I'm ready to do that. But I also have to let go of the past, leave it where it was, 2024, with all of its stuff, with the election and all the other junk. Leave it in the past, learn from it, not ignore it, acknowledge it, and I'm putting my energy into truly starting my life from scratch and living my best life. So I'm just making this video, one, to just kind of give myself a separation, to say goodbye to 2024 and hello to 2025. And I'm going to make another video about some of my goals for 2025. So I just have that locked down, and I'm putting it out there to you of what my goals are to hold myself accountable. But I am so grateful that my life has brought me to where I am right now, because I am truly, with all my emotions all over the place, I am the happiest I've ever been. And I'm also happy, strange as it is to sound, to recognize that I needed this period of time during the holidays to mourn the loss of that friendship, or what that friendship was. I'm not saying I will never be friends with that person again, but for this period of time in my life, I'm focused on myself and living my best life. And until I am happy with the direction my life is going, that situation has nothing to do with me. I am focused on getting myself to a place where I am living in all cylinders. And when I'm enjoying more, and starting to enjoy that now, then I can consider, you know, what the status of that friendship. That's of that's not that important, because I didn't get us, to this place. That person's actions, well, I guess I did contribute to it, and that it's happening to me. I made a choice to move on, and I'm not looking back. I'm only going forward. And in 2025, I'm going to be making some serious changes to my life, hopefully through achieving a lot of these challenges that I've set for myself, but also for more challenges that are to come. I'm determined to live my best life and to find happiness, find love, and to get to know the city of Los Angeles, that is my home, and see what mischief I can get into. So, this was actually I hope this video turns out well because there's something therapeutic for me expressing how I've been feeling for these last 2 months. Uh, Today, when I'm taping this, it's January 1st, and uh, I've said in prior videos I am an SGI Nichiren Buddhist, and we had a Kozen Rufu Gongyo, which is um, a peace meeting, yeah, a meeting about spreading world peace. Uh, and I was using that meeting as my launching point for this year, in that I'm going to dig into my Buddhist practice to live my life with this unshakable faith that I can create the life that I want for myself. And that's what I'm going to use this vehicle of YouTube to, one, help uh, inspire my niece, to inspire myself, and to inspire any of you out there who may be in a similar situation to me where you're having to start your life over and, things are a mess. Your life, when your life falls apart, it's falling apart so you can rebuild it. I'm in the rebuilding stage of my life, and I want to rebuild it to be better than what it was before. So hopefully, I am reaching those subscribers or future subscribers out there who will benefit from what I'm sharing about moving away from that toxic situation and embracing a whole new chapter of my life. So I'm hoping in 2025 you'll start to see that reflected in my body through my exercising and in my hair as I work to grow it back as much as possible. I know people think I'm crazy when they say, dude, you're not growing back your hair. You know what? I believe in going for the impossible, and I'm going to challenge myself to use my Buddhist practice to really create the life that I want to create. So this is so helpful for me to be able to just kind of get this out and release the sadness, to give myself permission to end my period of mourning for the past and to embrace all of the excitement that lies ahead for me in 2025 and beyond. I'm going to be working my ass off to make this channel a success and to make it something that people want to watch. So I look forward to creating more content and communicating with you guys. Feel free to give me your feedback on the things I've been talking about in the comments below. I try and answer everybody when they leave a comment. YouTube is a strange thing because I'm here in my apartment by myself creating this video. I don't have somebody saying, dude, that's a little oversharing. So I may just dip into the oversharing territory from time to time or ramble like I'm doing now. But my goal is to inspire as many people out there to do what they need to do to live their best lives. And I am not an expert on this. Maybe in a few years, I'll be an expert. Right now, I'm at the beginning stages of reinventing myself, of starting my life from scratch, and determining to live my best life. I'm not going to get it right all the time, but at least I'm going to try. And I'm hoping that I can inspire some of you to subscribe, to help me monetize this channel by watching my content. because 4,000 hours of viewing for the public, not, I don't think I can, anything that I watch of my own videos is not counted towards it. So I'm relying on you guys to watch my content to the end, leave a comment, like it, so that the algorithm will help spread it. Uh, I know I have to put that appeal, and I'm doing it, even though it's not something I'm comfortable doing, because I'm determined to make this channel a success. Because guess what? I've moved away from the security blanket I have. I am working through my savings, and I am challenging myself to make this channel a success. So hopefully I will create content that does that. Thank you guys who have been with me since I started this journey in July of 2024. And welcome to those of you who are joining me on this journey now. I want it to be fun. I'm not interested in being sad or crying. I'm really gonna try to never be crying on camera because I do the ugly cry. So stick with me. We're moving into a new year, and I promise I'm going to do my best to create content that helps uplift you. I know you guys like my dog Rusty, so I will try and incorporate him into videos whenever he feels like it, because as you can see, he doesn't like the camera, and I'm not going to torture him with it, but I do want to be able to capture when he's his playful, loving self, because I love that dog. And I want to have documentation on this video channel of him being here, because he's 19. I don't know how much longer he'll be around, but I'm making his own meals, so I think he may last, a few more years. I think we've got. Okay, I'm wrapping this video up. It's my first video of 2025, and thank you for your support, and I will see you soon. Bisous.